All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to apostle elders in New York, GMS. Salutation to you all around the world that's teaching the truth. Put your lives on the line for it. Shalom to you serious. My name is Madiel Ka'ala Bun Gad, with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. All right, and I'd like to make a disclaimer that we're not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and speckled birds scattered abroad. Speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their fathers' paternal bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any violent militant groups. All right, we're not affiliated with any terrorist groups. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. And black is a color, not a nationality. All right. So right here, man, we have our favorite guy, Digits One, Carrie, and his guests, man. The stupid things that come out their mouths, man. They just basically talk a lot of. They say things, but don't never back it up with facts or anything. Just like the typical, Negro man. All right. Now this part of this Aboriginal movement. All right, and what me and Murph call the Gad and Reubenite movement, the Gad and Reubenite movement, because that's what the Northern Native Americans is, man. Tribe of Gad, Northern Native Americans, and Tribe of Reuben, so-called Seminole Indians, man. All right, so a lot of there's so many cats in this Aboriginal movement. They, on the maternal side, they have Gadite ancestors, and on the paternal side, actually some of it. They paternal bloodline go back to the Moors of Spain, all right, or the Moors that came from England, Ireland, and such, man. But anyway, it's just to show how dumb these people. Now they interviewed a guy brother that lived in Israel, all right, and then we'll have another one gonna pop up. Dumb, so they want the other one, You're gonna see Carrie gonna say something, then this Gadite sister who's Cherokee, what her name is. Alright, yeah, Nagar Ross. Alright. Now about 8 months ago, I think 8, 9, 10 months, Nagar Ross, I had she's over there, she's part of the African Hebrew Israelites over there in Demona, which I don't understand why they put African on there. And I have it, but anyway. She's stuck over there. All right, she's stuck over there. She got debt. As a matter of fact, reason I'm bringing her up because she's gonna talk. All right, gonna talk trash. But anyway, I'm getting on her because she talking all this stuff. How she's they use the term American for the Gadites and Brunites over here. All right. They term American, and she was talking about this and that, but then her granddaughter, she ended up marrying a damn Edomite, so-called white man from Russia, who Russian brutally slaughtered the Gadites brought up there in Alaska, man, and enslaved them and raped them and stuff. And Carrie got his little emotions, little feminine emotions, trying to curse me out for pointing that out. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna play this. All right. And watch this. Watch how dumb Jake is, man.
Well, we had
Matter of fact, let me read this. Section 107, allowance made for fair use purposes as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. All right. So I'm gonna play video for the Indigenous One, Tasha SI. All right. Anyway, how do you pronounce her name? But anyway, and some of the video that I do not own the video kills that belong to Edition 1 and Tasha SI. All right. Anyway, I'm watching this. This for educating purpose, I'm making profit. All right, this. All right. play this. Hold
on. Did a rally, and 100 Israeli delegates, supporters were supposed to come, and they never showed up. And these people just never wanted us here.
All right, so she's talking about how they went on it in Demona. All right, this the Gadite sister, some Cherokee sister talking. All right, that's not a picture anyway, but so they talking about when they went over to the land of Israel. Now they shouldn't been over there because Yahweh said all throughout Scripture, Yahweh said he shall bring Israel back to that land. All right, so he's going off. All right. All these years, they tolerated us, I guess. They worked with the leader, but they don't really want us here. And so even, at the rally, one of the Hebrew moderators for the rally was saying that, well, we don't know what's going to happen. We just have to wait it out and see. But they don't know what's going to happen. And it's this war going on over here and everything. We don't know, but my thing is this. It's high time that we just know who we are. Okay, it's high time for these Hebrews to really know who they are so they would know where they should be and what they should be doing. We can't just be trying to the bottom line is we can't try to stay somewhere that we migrated to and just leave our home and our ancestors' home and our parents' home, thinking we can go somewhere where no one wants us and expect us to be okay, expect them to treat us right and everything when they haven't. And it's just, I just don't understand why this is not clicking with these people over here, these Hebrew Israelites. They so brainwashed and brain dead into that Bible that they can't see nothing else. This should. They can't see nothing else. Well, we know we're the Israelites. All right, we know they're Israelites according to the prophecies in Deuteronomy 28. All right, Deuteronomy 28. We fit the prophecy of the curses. All right, also our customs and everything, man. All right. Now she's supposed to be Cherokee. All right, so I'm gonna play another video of here. All right, I got up in here, right? Now this is all I brought this religion versus spirituality. Now watch this because I did videos about that on my Hasmonean Dynasty site. All right, now I ain't gonna play it because the sound gonna kind of echo, but I'm gonna play it right here. This one on this from his own video. All right, this I'm cutting this guy with his own videos, man. Him and his guests with their own videos. All right, so what's this? This is sister. What is her name? I think her name Mariam. All right. Now, what she said is about her Gadite grandmother come from the Cherokee people. All right. Now watch this.
So I work for the National Archives here in Atlanta, and I started doing my own genealogy years ago. In fact, I used to ask my grandmother all kinds of things, and she would say we weren't Negroes. She said we're not Negro. That's what they call.
But she said she's not the Southern Kingdom, Judah. All right. All right. The indigenous people of America, they're from the Northern Kingdom.
She said, but we're not Negroes. I said, what are we? She said, we're Indians, and I was like, yeah, but they say we're black. She said, well, they say a lot of things. She said, as you get older.
All right, see that? And they go with Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Should be called byword, man. All right. Indian, and then someone got grouped in with Judah. Black, African American, Black American. All right. What other nation that had their names changed so many times, man? Right here, Deuteronomy 28 and 45, 46. All right, moreover, all the curse shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, to thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments that she commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign, for one upon thy seed forever. That's how we know we're the Israelites. Go right here, Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Thou shalt become astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, where Yahweh shall lead thee. What do people match that? All right.
You will learn that they say a lot of things that are not necessarily true. But have taught.
That's right. Esau's what? Psalms 58 and 3. He basically come out of the womb speaking lies. All right. Black, Negro, Indian, Native American, American Indian, Aboriginal. All right. Those are bad words. Those are not nationalities, man. And this guy right here, he's supposed to be indigenous to his land and stuff, as far as he say. All right. But anyway, why would you call yourself, and they keep pushing this term Indian upon the tribe of Gad? Why would you put that term? That false name on your people that was given to you by the so-called white man. But then you turn your nose up to us when we say that you are the Israelites. You are Bon Yashala. Bon means son. Yashala means is the correct way to say Israel in the original tongue. Right? Yashala means he, Prince of Power. Right? Son of the Most High. Right? Son of God. Right? And like I said, Jeremiah 4:22, our people's foolish, man. And watch this sister say about what her grandmother. Right?
Taught to us as truth. From there, I just started my journey, and I started learning more about my people. And I was taken back to the Algonquin nations and the Powhatan tribes, the Accomack, the Gingaskin Indians. And I started learning, what did these people believe? What language did they speak? My great-grandmother was, I used to ask my mom, what kind of people are these? Because she looked different than most people that I had seen that were considered themselves Negro. And she had a different way of speaking.
So that's one of the things we don't really hear about the language. People talk about,
and that's Carrie talking in this old video they got. All right, now watch this.
Their grandparents, and they had ways of doing things like on the land and stuff, but we never really talk about the language that those people spoke. Can you delve into that a little bit?
My great grandmother, we called her Bunny, and Bunny was, she was she was a different type of person. She was one of those people that would go stand out in the rain, and and she'd look up at the sky, and she would be so happy for the rain to come, and she would be out there thanking God in the rain, and I'd be like, okay, this is different, because most of us, we run from the rain, we don't want our hair to get kinky or whatever, but
all right, so she believed in the Most High, which the people within the Aboriginal, they like to mock the sky day. Your ancestors believe in the Most High. They believe in Yahweh. All right, and watch this.
It was never that way. And when you came to her, she would say something. She would say "Asasa Mea," and and that was just her thing. She would be like, "I'm so glad to see y'all, Asasa Mea," and she'd hug herself, and she'd hug you, and she would just be so jubilant that you were there. And as I started studying different religions and different languages, as far as what indigenous people did, Asasa Mea is actually a Paleo-Hebrew phrase, and it means I am very happy, or I'm so glad, or I'm so grateful.
Now, what did the other sisters say? The one said we should put down the Bible. She don't know we did that. What?
This should be a wake-up call. So how was that? Here and everything? I don't. We don't know. But my thing is this. It's high time that we just know who we are. Okay, it's high time for these Hebrews to really know who they are, so they would know where they should be and what they should be doing. You know, we can't just be trying to the bottom line is we can't try to stay somewhere that we migrated to and just leave our home and our ancestors' home and our parents' home, thinking we can go somewhere where no one wants us and expect us.
Esau don't even want your ass over here. It tricked out this your land. All right, Israel first home. This our second home. All right. Matter of fact, second address 654 feet. Not the whole world's made for our sakes, man. This ours. The whole planet's ours, man. You know, that's why Esau slaughtered a lot of you over here. You know, you Gadite so-called Native Americans. You know,
to be okay, expect them to treat us right and everything when they haven't.
when Esau treated right over here.
I just don't understand why this is not clicking with these people over here, these Hebrew Israelites. They so brainwashed and brain dead into that Bible.
But what did Grandma say? Let's go back to what Granny said.
She said, as you get older, you will learn that they say a lot of things that are not necessarily true. My great-grandmother was, I used to ask my mom, what kind of people are these? Because she looked different than most people that I had seen that were considered themselves Negro. And she had a different way of speaking.
So that's one of the things we don't really hear about the language. People talk about their grandparents and they have ways of doing things like on the land and stuff, but we never really talk about the language that those people spoke. Can you delve into that a little bit?
My great-grandmother, we called her Bunny. And Bunny was, she was a different type of person. She was one of those people that would go stand out in the rain and, and she'd look up at the sky and she would be so happy for the rain to come. And she would be out there thanking God in the rain. And I'd be like, okay, this is different, because most of us, we run from the rain. We don't want our hair to get kinky or whatever, but she was never that way. And when you came to her, she would say something. She would say "asasamea," and and that was just her thing. She would be like, "I'm so glad to see you, asasamea," and she'd hug herself, and she'd hug you, and she would just be so jubilant that you were there. And as I started studying different religions and different languages, as far as what indigenous people did. Asasamea is actually a Paleo-Hebrew phrase, and it means I am very happy, or I'm so glad, or I'm so grateful.
See, all right. And the sister's right there. She's supposed to be the one's talking trash. She's supposed to be Cherokee herself. Where is that? Little comments. And I see a comment which is on his somewhere. All right, let me see. All right, but anyway, but she's Nagaras. All right, she's Cherokee. Look at down that video. There was another video upon in here. All right. I ain't gonna go through all of it, but you could find it. All right, just look at the video. Say Hebrew Israelite, some part 1, part 2, about a couple months ago. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the brother's videos, Genesis 49ers. All right, so we gonna stay on Cherokee topic. All right, hold on. Where is it? All right, yeah. All right, and again, this is
link right up.
Read this again. I'll show this again. All right, so this is for educational purposes on the session 107, the copyright 1976. All right, so I'll do now on this video. The videos I previously played this educational purpose to illustrate a point. All right, so this is Hebrew Indians part 1, but Genesis 49ers about 4 years ago. All right, so watch this.
With Hebraic and biblical customs.
So with the first slide, let's commence. This one is as funny as the topic could be, as ironic as the topic could be, moons. And the Native Americans reverence what is called the green corn moon or the green-eared moon. The sources, they begin the year at the first appearance of the first new moon of the vernal equinox. It's the same way we do it according to the Bible, according to the laws of Moses in Exodus 12. It says they term their Passover after the green corn. The green corn moon or the green-eared moon is the most beloved and sacred. The source, The History of American Indians by James A. Dare. So that's where you can read that information at. And they turn their Passover the green corn moon. And that's a full moon. That's when Passover comes on a full moon. So let's go to the next slide. Sea news. If you know about the Bible, you know about Genesis. We were commanded not to eat the sinews of the thigh, or the hollow of the thigh. And that's also a cognate that you can find within Native American customs. It reads, the Indians always sew their moccasins with deer sinews, but to eat such, they imagine would breed worms and other ailments. They also cut out the thigh of every deer they kill and throw it away. That they also cut out the thigh of every deer they kill and throw it away. Source, History of American Indians by James A. Dare. So they didn't eat the sinews of the animals. In the scripture that this is a cognate of, Genesis 32, verse 32. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew with strength which is upon the hollow of the thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh and the sinew that strength. So it's a memorial for what Jacob did when he wrestled the angel. That's how he got his name changed to Israel. Next slide. Here's another similarity, another cognate. It says, in a great battle, the Kichi were miraculously assisted by swarms of wasps and hornets. If you don't know who the Kichi are, they were the Kichi Maya. They were basically, the Kichi is like a dialect, a language, and also a grouping of tribes. So the Kichi, Mesoamerica, and some North South America can be located in those areas. It says, in a great battle, the Kichi were miraculously assisted by swarms of wasps and hornets, which flew into the faces of their foes, stinging and blinding them, so that they could not wield weapons nor see to make any effective resistance. After this battle, the surrounding races became tributary to them. Sources, Myths of Mexico and Peru, page 230 by L. Spence. And here's the scripture that correlates with the similar story or history or oral tradition given by the Kichi Maya. It says in Exodus, the 23rd chapter, there shall nothing cast their young nor be bearing in our land. The number of thy days will I fulfill. I will send my fear before thee, and I will destroy all the people to whom thou shalt come. And I will make all thy enemies turn their backs unto thee. And I will send hornets before thee, which shall drive out the Hivite, the Canaanite, and the Hittite from before thee. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the field multiply against thee. So the Lord did it in phases. That way the wildlife wouldn't take over the land. So this is the same exact story. The Kichi Maya share this same story and it's recorded within their culture. Next slide. Passover. It reads, when the Piachis held their great annual festival and sacrifice, they began their prayers to their deity, Yovahu, at sunset and kept on praying till midnight. The bones of the roasted lamb were not eaten, and not a bone was to be broken. This is a direct parallel to the Passover. And the source is Orbigny. The book is America for Short, Part 2, page 186.
All right, so deity is what? Yahweh. All right, so I did the green corn ceremony, which the Cherokee does. All right, I showed that, and well, on Genesis 49 video, this is his. All right, so I play this video. All right, show the green corn ceremony that Cherokee also does and other various tribes. All right, the Quinchimaya have an account, or they'll be in Israel. All right, when Yahweh used the horns to drive the Canaanites out. All right, so this is the Passover. All right, they said predictor. They say your voho was Yahweh. All right, so we keep playing.
And brought home the American book, the History of American book, page 243. And those sources are written in brevity, by the way. But you can search those books and you can find them. But this is a clear parallel to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, 5th verse to the 8th. And other scriptures as well, because we know that the Passover bones should not be broken. All of it had to be eaten, pursuing the Exodus 12. So let's go to the next slide. It's talking about the Passover as well. I have another source here as well. It says, it is a law that everything offered in sacrifice should be eaten by the worshipers, and nothing must be left over. The oldest man of the tribe pours the fat into the fire, and then the bones are burned. What custom is this? It's the Passover. That's how you keep the Passover. The source is the history of the mission of the United Brethren among the Indians in North America by George H. Lascelles, page 44. And the correlated scripture is Exodus 12, verses 8 through 11. That's Exodus 12, verses 8 through 11. Last slide. Blue borders. It reads the Ethnologic Dictionary. The Franciscan Fathers, 1910, described the borders of blue, stating it was obsolete. Bosque Redondo photographs show a few being worn as shoulder blankets by men and women. So when you see those Jewish, the so-called Jewish men, those Ashkenazi Jews, they're not the real Jews. They're going around the earth calling themselves Jews. When you see them wear those shawls on their shoulders, they get that from us as well. And it's also found in the Native American culture. Bosque Redondo, he took photographs of these particular garments that were worn by men and women. What was on the border? Blue. They had blue borders, and what was on them? Fringes, as you can see in the picture. This is from Bosque Redondo.
That's a black and white picture, but there are images of so-called Native American Trabagadites, all right, the Gadites, wearing fringes and garment with fringes on it, and blue boards are blue. You know, let me see this. Check out part 2. See that got in, all right. Hebrew, let's see. So part 2 there. Part 2 of this one. All right. Well, that's all we need. All right. So, there you go. All right. See, all this talking and everything, and just because you say something don't mean it's true. Just because you be verbally aggressive or so-called cursing people out don't mean you're right, man. All right. And don't mean you're right. All right. Now this is another member of Tasha, I don't know how to pronounce that. I forget. I ain't pronounced that S out along that right. All right, well, Tasha S I, how you pronounce it anyway. Now she's another member of the Aboriginal movement. All right, it's Phoenix Moon cousin. Right, another member after the movement. All right, also a member after the movement. They like to say that now Phoenix Moon used to be. Well, she claims she's not Israelite. Well, you can't stop being Israelite. You're born Israelite. But again, that's Tasha's cousin, all right? But Tasha also don't believe that we're the Israelites, but watch this, all right? This video, then, like I said, this follows Section 107. This is for educational purpose, all right? I'm doing our own the video clip. All right, so watch this.
You want to know why running on the treadmill 7 days a week
Man.
doesn't work for you when you're trying to lose weight? Because it never has. And I know that's hard.
Got this black.
Now, if you look at the title of the video, it says largest domestic Indian slave center in Alexandria, Virginia. Alexandria, Virginia. All right. As a matter of fact, America is known as Egypt in Revelation chapter 11 and 8. You go to Deuteronomy 20 and 68, it said you should I'm afraid it should be Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It says, Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see them more again. There should be sold unto the enemy from bondman and bondwomen. No man shall buy ships. Egypt talking about captivity. Egypt talking about America. All right. Alexandria, Virginia, man. All right. But people like to laugh and scoff at everything. You go to Matthew, I'm going to Revelation 11 and 8. It says what? And their dead bodies, talking about the Israelites, because you got Ezekiel 37, the valley of dry bones. All right. That represents Jake and their dead state, man. Their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. And right here, Alexandria, that's a city in Egypt. All right. That's a city in Egypt, man. All right. All right. There's a lot of cities in America named after cities in Egyptian. America culture is based on Egyptian culture. Right? So it's called spiritually Egypt. All right, so I'm going right here. Okay.
Black Lives Matter stuff. I think this is like an apartment building. And here it is right here, this big white building. Hopefully we stay online with this one. Virginia Historic Landmark, Franklin and Armfield Office. Designated a National Historic Landmark by the United States Department of Interior. Okay. They got a little COVID sign. It's probably closed because of COVID. Yes, it closed until further notice, so we can't go in, y'all. But when I got here, I could feel this strong energy here. They got the windows open too. Okay, here it is. Let's read what it says so we don't walk this far. Franklin and Armfield Slave Office, 1315 Duke Street. Isaac Franklin and John Armfield. Can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me. Isaac Franklin and John Armfield leased this brick building with access to wharves and docks in 1828 as a holding pen for enslaved people being shipped from Northern Virginia to Louisiana. They purchased the building and 3 lots in 1832. From this location, Armfield bought bondspeople at a low price and shipped them south to his partner Franklin in Natchez, Mississippi. All right, there's some clues, y'all. Some of y'all ancestors might have been here. All right.
So there you go. All right. All right. Get to that scripture. Okay, well, it says right here, Isaiah 5 and 13. All right. In order to prove you're not Israelite, you had to prove that that you didn't go through the curses in Deuteronomy 28. You just can't say, we're not the Israelites, so this is foreign and this and that and that. All right, it says right here, Isaiah chapter 5, 13. Therefore, my people are going to captivity because they had no knowledge. Their honorable men are famished. Their multitude dried up with thirst. All right. So they go into captivity. All right. So here, let's see. Now watch this. Where is it? Wow. All right. Slavery in effect. All right. So she down in Alexandria, Virginia. Hidden history. All right. This age, right? You know, a lot of those Gadites, so-called American Indians or Native American, they was enslaved. Yeah. All right. Perfect. Go to what is it? Gallery. I'm about to read out this book, African Native American by Jack D. Forbes. All right. Matter of fact, said we're page 56. It says right here, as the English became more involved in the African slave trade, being enslaved in Southern Kingdom. All right. All right, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians. All right. They also became ruthless and seasoned Americans. All right. They're talking about Americans, talking about the Nordic Kingdom here, indigenous people. All right. It said in 1663, William Hill kidnapped several Americans from South Carolina and carried them to Barbados, where two of them shot over. I thought there were no slave ships because the people now really say there was no slave ships, and carried them to Barbados, where two of them shot at. One was seen in 1666. From 1670 onwards, the English of South Carolina engaged regularly in the American slave trade, sending natives in tens of thousands to the West Indies and other markets. In 1674, a group was sent to Jamaica. In 1693, a Cherokee delegation at Charleston requested return their relatives who had been taken to Jamaica. All right. And a previous scoffer that was on that Edition One show talking about why we can't get through our thick heads to put that Bible down, and they know we need to know who we are. We know there is like we fit the prophecies. All right, so here go your people in 1693 having a delegation at Charleston with request to return their relatives who had been taken to Jamaica without apparent access. All right, so that's what it said in 1693 at Cherokee delegation at Charleston request to return their relatives who were taken to Jamaica without apparent success. Most of the slaves were from Florida, that's Reuben, or Mississippi area, Choctaw Zone. They were a major source of income to the English. And I found a key reading. It said American slaves for Virginia, North Carolina, other areas also sold to the West Indies, Bermuda. Virginia laws of 1660, 1711, and 1723 specifically referred to the slave and transportation to a foreign country or to the West Indies as a punishment for Americans. All right. What do the scriptures say? Let's go right here. Stop. All right, so Deuteronomy 20:64, he should scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even to the other. There thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers had known, even wood and stone. All right. It says Native American slaves show up in many areas, result of English activity. In 1688, the London Gazette had an ad for a black boy in India about 13 years old, run away from the 8th 8 inch from Ptolemy with a collar about his neck with a inscription Lady Bromfield's Black. In 1694, the same paper advertised a Tawny Moor with short, bushy hair who had run away. This referred to an American African mixed blood, right? Some of Judah and Gad mix. Ain't no such thing in this. Either she Gad or Judah anyway. But anyway, it says in 1709, the tablet had advertised for a black Indian boy 12 years of age. All right. So they go over there being scattered. All right. But you all like turn your nose when we say we're the Israelites, but you can't disprove it. All right. Look at his page. Matter of fact, 54. It says in 1747, a Chinese slave was sent from Canada to Martinique. All right. So over there, that's the Caribbean Islands. All right. All right. While in 1732, a Caribbean slave was taken to Canada. That's Ephraim. All right. So we had an Ephraimite slave taken to Canada. All right. It says the freshwater Indian plantation economy began development there. As noted, one found Brazil as Asher, our slaves of Ephraim by 1650s. In Louisiana, the slave of America was quite common from the very beginning of the colony, and the Chickamauga people being a special target, but also was slaves being brought from Mississippi Valley in the early 1700s. The French, I can slide for cutting it off. French, these are known, had been interested in exchange American slaves, all right, Gadite slaves for African slaves, all right, from Haiti, all right. So the so-called Haitians, all right, levy, and other colonies, some actually trade for supplies. It's in the late 1720s, meaning naturalized people were sent as slaves to Haiti. All right, so you got Gadites over there in Haiti. All right. Okay, you have some Levites. All right, some Negroes over there. All right, from Haiti. All right, the one that actually there's like slaves came from West Africa to Haiti. They brought here to America, man. All right, got a lot of Levites down south, man. But point is that so-called indigenous people in America are Israelites, man. Matter of fact, page 55. All right, note, all America were treated as such. However, Thomas Hunt in 1614 kidnapped 20 South American Massachusetts and took them to Malaga, Spain, for sale as slaves. Few were sold, such without arrest were taken by Spanish friars to be instructed in Christianity. Most of them doubtless returned in Spain, but one, Squanto was able to get away to the found in England in 1619, returned to Massachusetts, only to find his region decimated by European and introduced disease. All right. Skip down here. After the Pequot English War in New England, many American prisoners were enslaved, sold. In 1638, Pequots was sold to West Indies, many reaching Providence Island off Central America. Between 1676 and 1683, many other New England Native Americans were condemned to be sold into foreign slavery after the so-called King's Philip War. All right. It says right here, during the war for some time after, Indians believed to be hostile or dangerous was shipped away to the slave market West Indies, Spain, and the Mediterranean coast. Both Jamaica and Barbados legislated against their admittance. John Ellen knew his case with a vessel filled with Indian prisoners tried in vain to unload its cargo at the market. After another, she finally managed to get rid of them at Tangiers in North Africa, that's in Morocco. All right, where they were still living in 1683. Probably many a black man today in North African island Indies carry some. Basically, there's the Pequots in Morocco. All right, Gadites. All right, tribe of Gad in Morocco over there. All right, so look, you could say you're not the Israelites, but you got to go into the prophecy to prove that you're not the Israelites, man. All right, talking to the Ditches one, the rest of you blind mice in the Aboriginal movement, man. All right, and this is the book right here. All right, and it's just real easy, man. All I gotta do is land up the scriptures with secular history, the prophecy of the scriptures, and Deuteronomy 28, Leviticus 26, and other chapter books in the Bible, man, and line up with secular history, and they'll prove who are the Israelites, right? It's a process of elimination, man. All right. And all you scoffers, man, if you can't go into Deuteronomy 28 and prove that none of these curses didn't happen, all right, you can't prove that none of the curses didn't happen, all right, there's no point saying we're not the Israelites if you can't disprove it, all right. You got to prove that it didn't happen, all right. All right, let me get one thing, man. Cause like to say, y'all said we constantly curse people, all right. But anyway, man, what it says right here, Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. All right, because the curse coming up through, and Yahweh thy power put all the curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee but persecute thee, and thou shalt be. All right, so right here, that's why Esau going down, his kingdom going down, America's going down, economy going bad, nations ready, well, they are going to shoot nuclear missiles on America, man. All right, so you crying, talking about you went over there and left our land, all that stuff. This is America for to be destroyed, man. It ain't your damn land no more, man. All right, it ain't your damn land anymore. All right, America got military bases, has sports stadiums, high schools, colleges all over there, expressways, shopping centers, and shit, communities all throughout the Americas, man. You don't hold a damn thing, man. You're not getting it back. All right. Matter of fact, they mock you. All right, with these sports teams. Let me get this right here, man. What's that? Trying to think. Yeah, Chief. Wahoo. All right, this place for a go, man. All right, they mock you. All right. Not getting anything back, man. All right, so with this, hope you've been edified and shalom. All right, there's no shadow of doubt that the so-called American Indian, or you say so-called Native American, or the Indian, the Aboriginal people, are the Israelites of the Bible speaks of, man. All right, there's no doubt, man. They are the people of the book, man. All right, and with this, shalom.